Let us split about making crews in town. Once we have learned what we can, we regroup by the Aether, off-putting though the mere sight of it may be. Okay, we just gotta ask around, huh? Alright, sounds easy enough. Did I tune to Aether? Yeah, I did, okay. Let's check these fruits, I guess. Wonder how they. Oh, according to myself, still do daily out of habit. But I don't know why I bought her. Hardly sell anything these days. Never been this terrible, but I suppose things could be even worse. I could have a consortium to keep afloat like us all. I don't envy his position. Better he be alone with my little operation, I've come to realize. Your traveler looks of it. If you have a moment, perhaps you could pay Calzal a visit. He'd be glad for tidings from abroad. Like as not, you'll find him at the Salt Wind Sails, the Harbor Guild building across the water from here. Well, no, if it isn't a traveler. You're a rare sight in these unsettled times. People have been giving us a wide berth since the accursed tower suddenly appeared in nowhere near. If it has just stood there and loomed ominously, perhaps things would be fine after a fashion, but no, it had to spawn fail fiends after all. We still have our lives thanks to the radiant host, but this business is as good as dead. What will become of us, only the God knows. Is all over there then. It's a pretty cool beach, honestly, like a good pier. There's like a pier for the boats over there, and this is a pretty cool area. Dalmuskans aren't coming. But we already have everything they ordered. What are we supposed to do with it? I don't know, but yelling at me isn't going to do any help. All I know is that their plans have changed, and that's that. Look, you must have known this happened. The Empire is at war with itself, and the province are in chaos. And there's the tower sitting on our doorstep, spitting out monstrosities. The city has its defenses, but we've been afforded no protection out here. We can't blame foreigners for not wanting to take a risk. But this will be an enormous loss. Alright, forget about the Dalmuskans. Surely some ships are still coming. Fresh produce, handicrafts, medicines, all the paranormal Hannish favorites. The consortium works closely with the merchants and artisans to supply only the finest wares. Quality is guaranteed. I know all these things, Kazal, I do. Which is why I regret to say I have nothing for you. All voyages have been cancelled or indefinitely postponed. And you are? Wait, you're a foreigner. Merchant, please tell me you're a merchant. No, I'm an adventurer. I see, that's a shame. Sorry, but we're discussing a portmanteau. If you need something, please talk to one of the others. Excuse me. My name is Matsuya, and I'm here to see Kazal. He's busy. I'll come back later then. What's wrong, sir? Yes, can I help you? I was wondering if I could help you. I remember seeing back in the guild. You wanted to speak with Kazal too, didn't you? I'm a fisherman of Alkahali, a village nearby. I sell my cash to Kazal, who offers it to foreign merchants. But he hasn't bought anything for a while now. Just as soon as he's free anyway, he's a hard-working man, and I dare not disturb him. Yes, what is it that you do? I'm an adventurer. Adventurer, you say? And you travel the world helping people? Then that must mean that you're great at dealing with strangers. Please, won't you teach me to be like you? You see, I've brought some fresh fish with me. Portion I couldn't preserve, and I want to sell them. So please, as silly as this might sound, will you not peddle the fish in my stead and show me how it's done? Sure, I can help you with that, I guess. If you're willing, please let me know and we can begin at once. You'll do it then. Show me how to deal with your customers, I mean your debt. Alright, please try peddling my fish. Yes, so now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objective. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go for selling some fish. Where do we go for that, though? People of Naru now while accompanied by Matsuya. Alright. The guy over there. Hey, Maruna. Yes. Fish, I got greetings, friends. How are you? Fish, I got fish, fresh fish, straight from the sea. I'm sure your bosom fish are very fresh, but this is a rare sign. I don't need any fish right now, so thanks to no thanks. I failed to make a sale. Dang it. Never mind, it never goes well the first time. I'm sure you'll fare better with the next customer. No, we sell fish. I'm gonna buy some. My fresh fish is the only thing you need. Oh no, I said it's an umra that I want. If I want fish, I wish I would have asked for it. We failed to make a sale. Oh no. It's not. I know they want that. There's no point forcing it. Let's move on to the north side of town, shall we? I'm a merchant selling fish. I'm a fish merchant. Yeah. Hey, do you want some fish? We got some fish. We got lots of fish. Big fish, small fish, tasty fish, scaly fish. We got all kinds of fish. Oops. Dr. Bazana? Bazama? What is it? If you don't mind, I'm really busy. Oh god, my stomach. You're sick, eater sick. No, nothing understood at all. In my hurry to get back to work, I just ate a little too quickly. Take it easier and eat more slowly and savor your food. With that I could, but I can't afford to be idle. Like as not, Serpent's ass will surely get worse before they get better. So I'm working as hard as I can while I still can, and the better be prepared. What an industrious man you are. No, if you'll excuse me, I must be getting back to work. Take care. Ended without a sale. Aw, dang it. Thank you so much for your demonstration. It was truly eye-opening, so come, let us return to the pier. There we go. Just a big collision on those boxes is kind of wonky. Come on. Alright, now then. Thank you so much for showing me how to talk to customers. Though you didn't manage to sell any fish, but the way you firstly approached strangers gave me much courage. See, there's only so much I can do alone. I hope things will return to normal for Kazal. Thought I heard a familiar voice, and so should it be you, Matsuya? Kazal, have you finished your business at the guild? So you were there too. Give me a try it as I might, I can't find any buyers. With no ships coming in and hardly any going out, there simply aren't any options at this rate. You can't buy my fish anymore? Sorry, that's your land, but for now you must peddle your own goods. But by myself I can't. I want to help you, I do, but as it stands I can barely help myself. I poured my all into a consortium. Be damned if I let it fall apart. I have friends and families depending on me. I won't fail them. The sisters as my witness. Kazal. Don't worry, using what I've learned, I'm sure I'll manage somehow. I had best return to my village. My thanks again. Please take care on the road. Can I buy your fish though? I might be able to make a meal out of it. That'd be freaking funny. They can do some crafting with it, right? Managed to learn a tidbit or two, so I trust. See, we also heard that the tower is affecting many locals' livelihoods. You'd think that it would be to such an extent. For another notable, if not wholly unexpected discovery, disappearances, campings are disturbingly commonplace. As before, they mean to use the faith of their hapless trust to call forth a lunar primal. Business as usual. I must say, fellow, you're helping. He's Arcasodora, is he not? Apparently it's almost Exclusively his people that are being kidnapped. Should he be traveling alone? Well, I guess they're technically like beastmen. If someone is the purchase, he does stand to reason that the Cactuar will be their primary targets. For this is the fate of their ancestors which prevaileth in this land, and many are devout adherents still. Better go after him. XIV lies to the west, as they're called, same direction as Krau's acquaintance, incidentally. It's settled then. Keep your eyes peeled while we make for the village. Do not see Mensa nearby, but the elevated ground up ahead may provide a better vantage point. Leave me alone, help somebody! His voice, it came from the north. Where did they go? Why are you here? We just saved you. Yeah, I see you found him in time. Oh, you and your friends came to look for me. I don't know how to thank you. On my way home, I took a moment to stop and rest, think about what to do and about what I'll ever do. And those men came. Kidnappers would heard that our Cactuar were being targeted. Surely you have as well. Perhaps it's best if you took refuge in the city. We've considered it, me and the others, but fishing is all we know, and the ocean is all we have. So that's your decision to make, but you should take care not to travel alone. A question, if I may. So understanding that strange fiends have emerged from the tower. What canst thou tell of these beings? Not much, I'm afraid. I have no idea what they are. But I've heard that some bear an outselling resemblance to our divinities. For that reason, some have taken to calling the tower Zot, House of Divinities. The old tongue, it means. They're not true divinities, they're monstrous imitation that bring only death. That one's faith so twisted as a grievous dignity and full justified art thou entire outrage. Know that it's not for no purpose, but to neutralize the tower that we have journeyed to this land. It's time we may be forced to contend with false gods, and thus we would learn all we can about them. Wilt thou not tell us about thy divinities and their nature? Come all this way to save us, really? To think I had you peddling fish? To answer your question, yes, of course, we would gladly tell you about their gods. Yeah, I say because I'm a terrible storyteller. I'd ask my fellow villagers to do it. So please come to our village. We're good gods-fearing folk, all of us, and you'll be welcome. You'll be honored to share our knowledge and fish. Let's say else though. Shall we pay a visit to XIV? Wonderful. Just follow the road and west down the hill. You can't miss it. Just as a similar craft Thavnairian gods that are being summoned. If any doubt exists before there can be none, they kidnap Henish or imprison in the tower. I pray that we will be able to save them. Though indeed saving them will mean confronting their false gods, like as not. I, as you said, we do well to study their religious traditions to XIV. XIV, friend. Your name means one each. There isn't much to say to hear that, but please make yourself home. Companions have already begun to talk to your own. Feel free to show yourself around and do the same. Any one of us can tell you about our gods, but could do worse than to start with Kanga and old Hasveda. You're free at the moment, as it happens. To know about our gods. What a curious visitor you are. Most want fish. In any case, I'm happy to oblige. Now, I don't know what it is whence you hail, but our isle is home to many gods. It can be divided into two groups. The Mansuya, beings of wisdom, who assume the form of man, and the Manka, beings of might, who assume the form of beasts. Together, they are divinities. Their forms and personalities, many are varied. Some are kind and gentle, others stern and temperamental, just like we mortals can be. All possess of great insight and experience. By heeding their teachings, we strive to be better people. Hasveda. Interested in learning about the gods, you say? Huh, that's what I like to hear. Pick your ears then and listen. In ancient times, Manusia and the Magaka deities, who look like man and beast respectively, were locked in conflict. Eventually seeking the wisdom of the Mansuya, the Magaka cast aside their own heads and took up those of their foes. Likewise, the Mansuya covered the might of the Merga, and so they took resolve to trade their heads. Thus we were born new gods possessed of both might and wisdom, and they ushered in an age of harmony between the two factions. From then on, as a sign of their esteem for one another, the Mansuya have worn animal faces and the Margaret limbs of men. Learned a thing or two about the gods. While you were off talking of leaders, I remember something that may be of interest. If you could let your funds know, I'll go and fetch it from my helm at once. For the wait, I wish to show you this hanging scroll which depicts 3 of our most revered deities. Well, man, we would like to see it. Oh my god, it's those 3. Wait. I think I know these characters. Just wait. Oh shit! Yeah, it's the Magus sisters from FF10. Yeah, I remember those. I remember them. Yeah, I remember them. There's an FF10 reference today. Okay. Okay, I can't wait to live. I hope there's a fight, a trial for this. That would be epic. Sent to the goddess Windham for this comest hold her in the highest. Alright, here's this middle sister, Sandura, a goddess of wealth. She counts many trades among her fellows. Life is the youngest sibling. She presides over the crafts, and so is beloved by weevils. What the good in these works, which is people keep their homes for good fortune. Like fashion to Matsu no Seiya, the deities of yours preside over myriad aspects of life, and one of them magma, if I may ask. They hold power over nature in ages past. They were revered as guardian deities in times of conflict. Occasionally visit our temples and ruins, you'll find their images there. Among them is a god who possesses a god's head. He's been recited as the progenitor of the Arcasadora. Then there are dragons. They occupy a special place in our history. We worship dragons too. It's said that an ancestor of the satrap, that's the ruler of Rats at Han, forged a covenant with a dragon divinity in ancient times. This divinity has since acted as the guardian deity of the satrap. Legend hold that if ever the satrap is in need, his dragon ally will fly to his aid. Dragon ally? I claim to be a terrible storyteller, but nothing could be further from the truth. The passion you bear for your faith is plain to hear. I'm confident that the information you've given us will serve well in our efforts to deal with it at the tower. It is very kind of you to say. Thank you. I will pray for your success. Alright, I believe it's time we sought out Carl's acquaintance. Alchemist by the name of Nidana. According to Carl's notes, we're to find her at the place called the Great Work, further north along the coast. Did you say you're going to see Nidana? Oh, I envy you. She's brilliant, beautiful, kind, and understanding. Did I say she's beautiful? Stay at her dainty ears and adorable trunk all day. Those eyes, when you meet her, take care you don't drown in them. Okay.
What happened here?
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
I believe so. Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
Oh, we have guests. You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see. I am Vashan, servant to the satrap. My task was, in fact, to wake these good men and women, if you will allow. People of the great work, I come bearing new scales.
Scales? We have new scales?
Yes, my friends. Gather round. I have them right here.
Oh, happy day. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
Those are dragon scales.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit. Soon we will have a talisman capable of nullifying the etheric emissions from that accursed tower. Did I say something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan? Wait, who are you people? Of course! You're the one Kryl sent. The warrior of light we've been waiting for.
Ah, this is a day of celebration. Praise be to Cinderova!
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
I feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
Tell me, how did you acquire those scales?
Curious that it concerns you so. But worry not. They were freely given by the dragon with whom our satrap has forged a lawful pact.
That is well.
You must be quite familiar with Dragonkin, yes?
Is this their congealed blood I see on your weapon?
Oh my god, that's funny. Oh, what? Are they all gonna, like, just follow Estinian?
Speaking of dragon blood, you yourself have been infused with it, have you not?
Oh my god, this is funny.
I should like to draw a file or two, if so.
Oh boy.
Now, see here. Come along, come along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
Oh dear, your poor companion. What with the new scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement. No harm will come to him, I promise. Meanwhile, shall we find a quiet place to talk? As you may have guessed, I am Vidana, the alchemist who sent the request to your mistress Kryl. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great Work, where I collate our results. Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
What about Estinian, though? Got a cutscene? Allow me to thank you for answering our call. Many towers have appeared around the world, and we are grateful that you would assist us with ours. The girl herself is tied up in that investigation. Edos is an eminent capable substitute, and we will spare no effort to aid you. So if I understand correctly, you seek to make talismans that can nullify Aetheric emissions. Indeed we do. As you know, the tower emits vast concentration of Aether. One cannot go anywhere near it without being tempered. Such we can only study the tower from afar. Are powerless to deal with it in any sequential way. Never strike back, this sap trap bait us alchemists create enchanted talismans. Talismans that will allow our soldiers to venture to the tower, if they lack innate protection. Could such a thing be possible? Admittedly, we're still in the midst of testing, but we are quite confident. In part to this, our people have long pursued countermeasures against Aetheric corruption of primals. Of the methods tested to date, those utilizing dragon scales prove the most promising. Owing to their Aetheric density, the scales are highly resistant to disruptive forces. The mightier the dragon, the greater the resistance. So to amplify this protective property through our alchemy. Thanks to the scales provided by His Excellency, we've been able to make steady progress with the talismans. Soon we will be ready to conduct a field test. Here is where you and your blessing of light came in. But, what exactly do you need me to do? That's complicated, I assure you. We assume that you serve as an escort. I'll explain in great details later, but you will be venturing into the tower's field of influence. So for your own safety, I would firm test how well your blessing shields you, with your permission, of course. In that case, Renja and I will find another way to make ourselves useful, seeing as you will work to the point of collapse. I suspect you could do with more hands. We would be grateful for assistance you can provide. If you are ready, then let us put our blessing to the proof. If you exit the great work and turn south, interesting. I hope you didn't have trouble finding this place or climb the hill. Not all are accustomed to the physical strain. Give you the fruit of our sweat and tears and many sleepless night. Drunken Deepa. Deepa is a lantern version of the gods as an offering, taking inspiration from the tradition. Could this divide test a talisman's efficacy? Upon activation, it will move a certain distance before emitting a powerful blast of Aether. In the area of corruption, those lacking sufficient protection will experience severe Aether sickness. For your test, you will be exposed 4 times. That should be enough to ascertain your blessing's protective capability. Please begin whenever you're ready. Signature exposure testing. You stand back, okay? Please stand back. Move over here. Try to suggest walk in. Alright, and then it's gonna be one more time. Alright. Final discharge, alright, let's do this. Seems easy enough. You're struck by the strongest blast of Aether yet and survive completely unscathed. Exposure testing concluded. Please collect and deliver to the supervising applicants. Ah, you've returned and not turned on your knees. Promising sign. Come, let me take the deep off your hands. Shall pushes its eater for when we taste the talisman. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. Then the strength of the lessons beyond doubt. There's no risk that the tower will corrupt your Aether. With this, you can request your aid for the task ahead with easy hearts. Capable warrior too, are you? Would you be amenable to assisting me with another errand? So your talisman requires the use of a special ink. But we have exhausted our stores of key ingredients for it. Spirit weed grows not far from here, and I would like you to go and harvest some. You should come with me as my escort. I'm going to compensate you for your troubles. Yes, sure. I can do that. I don't think you imagine it yet, but I feel as though we're being followed. Look out. Okay, Daniel? No, alright. Good, let's continue on then. Isn't as far now. Shoot a pillar set up. Alright. Here we are. Cactuar's footsteps. He was a great dancer. Those will follow in her while, they come to this place to train and dedicate their dance. Benefits to this, the spirit weed grows here in abundance. Oh, okay. Keeners aren't like to return soon. Better safe than sorry.
Yes, that would be Radzad Khan. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing. Well, he is the most important person in Radzad Khan. Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra. When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavnair altogether. Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hjor from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves. It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people. But when problems arise, it is the satrap who mediates a solution. The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Radzad Khan to thrive all these years. And it was the satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
Oh, is that? Oh no, that's Fandaniel, isn't it?
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets. I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name? Oh, something. Owen? Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail?
Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans. And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal? Complications be damned, for we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
Thank you for keeping watch. Let's head back to the Great Work, shall we? Me down again. We can just teleport there, yeah. Thanks for your assistance. With your help, you're that little bit closer to completing our talisman. This isn't much, but please accept it as a token of my gratitude. Little does Donna know that she's about to send you on another errand. You'll excuse me, shall I return to my work on the talisman? Ah, you're both back. Excellent. I have a message for you, Mistress Nidana. It seems the stores of Giant Skull are running low. But when I last night looked, there were still plenty. I suspect that was before you actually told everyone about their tempering cure. Justinian shared his knowledge of dragons. Peers have since been inspired to fashion a number of new talisman prototypes. See, well, if it leads to new possibilities, then far be it for me to complain, but we will need to replenish our stores. I should be happy to attend to this if you like. As much as I appreciate the offer, my dear boy, I can't in good conscience send you out there alone while kidnappers are large. But I am to press another task on you, so soon I would ask you fetch the Giant's Skull. In case you're not familiar, Giant's Skull is a type of ore found on the island, owing to its hardness and atrial conductivity. Application in many disciplines can be non-lethal. The core where it is found is named Giant's Skull's ground. It isn't far from here, so it shouldn't take much of your time. Is permitted me to accompany you. It so happens I have an errand of my own that will take me to the outpost nearby. We borrow a pair of harms on Mistress Nidana. Try to be patient with them. Those are survived still in taming. We're in the hub study entrance. Meet me there when you're ready. Your Hamsa, yes. The creature look familiar because they are close kin. Heroes and dodos. Hamsa have long been kept as livestock in Thavnair, and many are hatchery. May be found here. Alas, the largest of these, and recently raised by monsters from the tower. And the Calcoset hatchery being situated near the tower, the region helps repurpose its remnants as an outpost. It is where my errand takes me, and your own destination is but a stone's thrown away. Those first make for the outpost was said forfeit that work. Ready? Let us depart. Yahoo! Let's go! It's good. Here we are. Member of the Radiant Host, this outpost is our first line of defense against the tower. Well, who should it be but young Farshaw, an errand for the satrap? The satrap. His Excellency, His Excellency bade me come to collect a report. Also wish to express his heartfelt gratitude to brave men and women on the Radiant Host, their unflagging dedication. So we do our duty, but we are honored to receive His Excellency's regard. But for the smallest benefit, his treatment of one so young could be regarded as callous. I've enjoyed relative peace and calm these past few days. This remains the front lines of battle, a place for children. Predecessor, too often traveled alone. It's been, what, 2 years now since you took over? Wonder how the fellow's faring. Like those before him, he went on to represent the satrap in foreign lands. Wherever he may now be, I'm certain he is well. As for myself, I assure you all I do from my own volition. And gladly I pray you do not think ill of His Excellency. Certainly not, lad. Whatever happens, my faith in the satrap is unwavering, but still I worry for you. You would be overcome with sadness if something were to befall you, for you are as little brother to us all. Take care, do you hear? I will, Nabdeen. Thank you. How much should we? Not Hamish by the look of her? I'm meant to introduce Petro's chat of yours on contingent came to assist in the making of a talisman. Yours, as you say, towers appeared over here too, yes? Tell me, what is the situation like? I suggest that you exchange information with our soldiers. Both parties would stand to learn something of value, I believe. Oh, sure thing. Excellent idea, given the unprecedented nature of the threat. Some of ours are understandably anxious. We'd be glad for any tidings you can share. You two being Varshan, let us read us a report and answer any questions you may have. I've heard about you, the visitor from Yorza. Is there anything you can tell us about the Telafroy? We know that they're the ones behind the tower, and that they've declared war on the whole world. Why are they doing this? What is it that they want? This we don't understand. What, do you want to die and take everyone with them? What madness is this? I bet that we won't let those bastards have their way. We'll fight them with everything we have, like Arios and Far Eastern brothers. It occurs to me I have yet to properly introduce our company. We are the Radiant Host, a military order under the satrap's command. Our duty is to preserve the peace in the land, be it patrolling the streets or dealing with therefore unknown threats such as now. Trained hard to admit only capable of wars to our ranks, even so we struggle to contend with the fiends of that tower. We succeeded in striking them down. On 2 occasions, when they came in force, we had to pay a heavy price. What of the towers in Yorza? Do they likewise spawn monsters? Yeah, plenty of monsters. So it's much of the same then everywhere then. If every nation is strong, we cannot expect calls from outside aid to be answered. You wish to know about the tower? To be honest, we know little enough about it ourselves. This tower of Zot, as folk have taken to calling it, suddenly appeared where it did on the Isle of Thavnair. You're safe from its influence. At this distance, would go too far into the water, and you'll expose yourself to its corrupting ether. You're a foreigner, aren't you? How are they How are they dealing with the tower in your homeland? Oh, not good. Our struggles are non-unique then. Hopes still lie with the talismans. You must keep the monsters contained until they're ready. You're speaking to soldiers, are you? I hope it wasn't the same thing for you as it was for them. Neutral nation and its trading hub both. Rat's Han ordinarily receives a steady stream of news from abroad. As the stream dried up when trading vessels stopped coming. It's the depth of our information, everyone will have been grateful for your account. Come, you had best seek your original errand, as mine will keep me here a while longer. However, I'm afraid I cannot guide you the rest of the way. We're not the path straight forward, you need but follow the route east, upon to Hansa, or arrive before you know it. Brief though it was, I enjoyed your time together. Till we meet again. Mount, let's go. Hansa to the ground. Where's that? To the east? Okay. Interesting. This is an interesting location. Looks like a mining area. After you arrive at your city, then the Hansa dashes off. Gotta talk to Sanuya here. Alright, this is indeed the giant skull's grounds, and I am Zanuya. Is there something you require? Giant spawns of the F, as you say, but of course you shall have it. You labor tirelessly to deal with the tower. It's the least we can do to provide them with the materials they need. Sinuya has a sack of transgall for you. Accept. Here you are, a sack of purest transgall. We always set a sum aside for our alchemist friends. When you deliver it, let the good folk of the great work know that we're grateful for their efforts. If they need more, they need but ask. Okay, I think I can just teleport there, right? Yeah. Welcome back, dear. I hope you have the giant's skull. Yes. Here we go. Over. Right. Oops. I am inside. Oops. Fine, so thank you so much for bringing these. We now have everything we need to make our next prototype. One that could be capable of passing our most rigorous tests. When it's ready, it will be time for the true test, so please take your ease while you can.
I see our taskmasters have allowed you a moment's respite as well. You have to hand it to these alchemists. They are determined to see this endeavor of theirs succeed. I've never been one for blind optimism, but I sincerely get the sense they're close to a breakthrough.
They had better be, or all this effort was for naught.
The peoples of Eorzea, of the Far East, of Thavnair, children of this star united in common cause against a dire threat. Yet ere they succumbed to suicidal madness, were not the Telophoroi born of her body as were we? They who cling to life and the promise of the morrow's dawn, against they who desire death and an ending of their own orchestration. The victors of this war alone will hold the right to answer the question of existence, of its meaning, and its worth.
Poetic and ominous to a fault. That said, if it's an existential debate in nature, then our arguments might not be as persuasive as you'd think. Fandaniel wants to die and take everyone with him in an orgy of pain and suffering. An utterly vile and unforgivable idea. And yet, when spat upon by fate and wailing in the deepest pit of despair, who among us can say they have not entertained similar thoughts? There are nights black as pitch, bereft of hope, and no words of comfort can reach you. And it's all you can do to grit your teeth and choke back the bile.
The more you see and suffer life's injustices, the more difficult they become to bear. Vengeance is nurtured in similar soil. Though your anger has a broader focus, the sentiment is much the same. A fervent desire to destroy others, to see them drown in torment, as you have.
That about sums it up. The will to endure is not always as strong as the urge to burn it all down and salt the earth. Survival be damned. It's a struggle, often close and brutal.
Indeed. Well, I, for one, shall pray survival proveth more appealing in the end.
As will I. Besides, our chances are much improved when we've the company of others committed to the cause of life. Our vengeful dragoon here is proof of that. What is it? What did you see? Fandaniel, are you sure? If he knows we've been working on a countermeasure.
It holds. The vessel holds! This is the one!
At long last!
Look! We have finally created a talisman strong enough to withstand our experiments. We've named it a warding scale for the time being. With this in your possession, Your soul should be completely shielded from corruptive ether.
Afforded such protection, any one of us may approach the towers without fear. Thou hast mine admiration. 'Tis an invention of historical significance.
I thank you for your kind words. But I would prefer you keep them unsaid until we test the talisman's efficacy in the field. It is for the next stage of our plan that we summoned you in the first place, to accompany me to the Tower of Zot. Should the scale prove effective, as I very much hope it will, then you'll have little to do. But should the effect be weaker than anticipated, I must ask that you restrain me, or knock me senseless.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Either way, we are fortunate to have you with us.
Nidana, are you certain you wish to do this?
If others are to trust our creations, then we must have faith in them first. And as the senior researcher, it falls to me to lead by example. But should I fail to return, then learn what you can from this attempt and apply it to the next. Our work must continue. Is that clear?
We'll keep an eye on the place while you're away. Assuming Fandaniel is lurking about, there's no telling what mischief he has in mind for us, or you. Be on your guard.
Shall we be on our way? I'll have one of the soldiers at the hatchery prepare us a boat, and we can set out from the northern shore. I'll see you there.
Very fine boat than I expected, but I won't complain. Here's to board and be on our way. You and your blessing are one of the kind, and perhaps only our hope for topping this tower. The longer I drag this out, the more nervous it got less me off.
We should soon cross the threshold of the tower's influence. Any moment now. It's working! And you are still yourself? Then I'd like to see how it fares closer to the tower if we could. So far, so good. The scale's protection appears to be holding. If we can just make it to the tower's entrance. A few more steps. Praise be to the sisters, we made it! And the scale has proven itself to be everything we hoped it would be. Now we can focus on production. Once we've equipped and returned with an entire survey team, this menace will soon give up its secrets. What?
Van Daniel was waiting there.
Oh, let me go! Oh, let me go!
Oh, do calm down. You'll only hurt yourself thrashing about like that.
Stop! Oh, you can't do this! Please!
Damn you, Van Daniel.
A little late for heroics, I'm afraid. The similarities are striking. My! Such hostility! Never before has my artistry so displeased. My patrons of old would have positively squealed in delight, though, between you and me, I find gushing praise exhausting.
What are you talking about?
Allow me to tell you a story. Surely you've yet to hear the one about Van Daniel, the sundered Ascian. I inherited the position and the soul of the Van Daniel who sat on the convocation in the time of the final days, theoretically speaking. Practically speaking, that fact is of no consequence. I was born and lived as, well, me. Eventually, I was recruited into the Ascians and imbued with the former Van Daniel's knowledge and memories, but I never felt that they were truly a part of who I am. How to explain? Perhaps if I told you who I was before my Ascian embrace, although that chapter too is a past I've long since discarded. I have it on good authority you've poked your nose into an Allegan ruin or two. Yes? Then I expect you've heard of me. The old me.
At your service.
He's Amon? Oh my god, that explains so much.
Imagine a nation of unbridled.
He's Amon, the guy from the Elegans?
Every need met. Day after day of unbroken, unshakable peace. Existence fulfilled and ripe for decay.
You are a genius without peer, Amon. However do you conceive of such delightful experiments? That fool was beside himself with panic when he awoke with the head of a bull. Even his cries for help emerged as so much guttural lowing.
Wait, isn't he a boss in Crystal Tower? Amon?
My poor sides. My friends and I were so consumed by laughter we struggled to breathe.
No more than entertainment for bored wastrels ignorant of its worth. My all-consuming work. But it was not their only indulgence. For they were ever hungry for stimulation. Slaves to the slightest hint that amusement was afoot. Our nation was ailing, but I would see the poison purged. I resurrected a legend, our first and greatest emperor. And just as I had planned, he set our wayward empire back on the path of conquest. An inexhaustible ambition carried us onwards, always onwards. Yet, he who delivered to us such glory was not to be satisfied.
Heed me, Amon. No matter how vast one's empire, or full one's treasure vault, all is rendered meaningless by death. In the end, all is lost.
You know as well as I that the Emperor stands to lose this war, and so I have come to claim you. For while your methods leave something to be desired, we cannot deny the results of your work. And as fortune would have it, the seat of Van Daniel, your rightful seat, lies vacant and waiting. Take your place amongst your peers, rather than die a pointless death amidst the ashes of your doomed nation. Send one of your clones to the Crystal Tower that you might see for yourself.
Well, that explains it. So the Amon we fought in Crystal Tower was a clone of the Amon that became Van Daniel.
See what lies ahead.
The fall of the Empire affirmed the truth. Majestic and tragic, as the Emperor foresaw. Scheme as you like, build as you will, nothing endures. What is life but a brief jaunt ending in emptiness?
So easily distracted. Why, I almost left without saying farewell. As for your friend, you needn't worry. These pawns are far more useful to me alive as fuel for the primals. If you attempt to pull them free, they will die. So, Enjoy tackling that conundrum with your comrades. We shall meet again! Not in one of these minor spires, oh no, but somewhere more suitably grandiose. Your favorite playmate is ever so eager to see.
We'll come back for you, Nidana. Forgot a way to get you out of there. No, you're still alive. Where's Mr. Nidana? Bad news. Let's preserve. Just when we had succeeded in making the talisman. Let's report this at once. Meanwhile, please rotate a great order. Something's gone awry, hasn't it? What happened? So it was Van Daniel after all. Damn, the master. I'm sure you want to do more, but you were right to return here first. We must tread warily lest we endanger Nidana and the other captives. We're gonna stop it here for today. Next time we'll Final Fantasy XIV, we'll try to go save Nidana from the tower. And hopefully everything will work out. I hope anyways. See you guys next time on FF14.